guys, my name is Muhammad Asher from Asher.it and welcome to this video. In this particular tutorial, we'll be taking a look at how to create a social network with Bubble.is from scratch. So we'll not be using any templates or plugins like we actually did in a couple of my other tutorials before. The reason I'm actually making this particular tutorial is for two reasons. One is because I have actually made a video about how to create a social network before, but a lot of people have been criticizing me for the fact that it's it's not really clear. They're not able to understand stuff. It's not many steps are not working. I'm rambling a lot of stuff. And number two is probably the most important reason is because I actually want to help you guys understand Bubble in the first place. So Bubble is, if you don't know what it is, it's kind of like an integrated development environment, but it has a visual programming tool. I've actually made a couple of other Bubble tutorials before. You can actually check them out on my website or from my channel. So you guys, if you want to know the basics of it, you guys can go ahead. So right now, what I have here is a basic project created. I'm not actually starting from my homepage. You just have to go create a new project. Now, just go ahead and sign up. It's absolutely free to get started. But by the way, so one thing about for those guys who are actually planning to make this your main business or something, you actually need to pay like about $15 to $25. I guess $20. They have actually the pricing page where you can learn about how you can get more spacing and bandwidth for your application. So yeah. So let's go ahead and start from a new blank page here. Let's get started. By the way, I'm just calling it Ugram because I don't know what kind of tool I'm actually going to create today, but I've actually made a tutorial before this. I'm going to go ahead and select custom full width. Let's go with full width next. I'm going to use material design. For those of you guys who don't know me, I use material design all the time. I'm going to use this theme. Everything else, I'm not going to touch this next step. Install plugin. Okay, so this is the fun part. I told you guys I'm not going to use any plugins, but the kind of plugins you have here is actually different from the kind of plugins you have in, say, Elg or BuddyPress. So this is actually a huge list of plugin stuff here. Okay, so a couple of things here. This is like your APIs. This is not like you can just plug and play. Certain things are UI components. Certain things are just like APIs. So I don't know what I'm gonna do here. I don't really need anything here, but I know what I'm doing. I think I did come here for something. Okay, I'm gonna install something called Ionic Elements. It is actually not so important, but okay, let's make it done. Close the system. So, I'm gonna move a little faster than usual because I will actually have to cover a lot of things here. The first thing is going to be the login. Now, unfortunately, I call myself a designer, but in this particular video, I have to be a little bit lazy on design because, well, I don't really have a lot of time. So, I'm gonna run a little fast here. I'm just gonna make sure. I'm gonna have this login part here, and you can have different pages for sign up and sign in, but that's actually the way it's supposed to be. But I'm gonna do so you can actually just simply drag and drop these objects here, and I'm gonna slowly make another one here. Alright, so for signing up, you will actually need a password, so an email address, a password, and probably a confirm email address. And you also need two buttons. So I'm gonna drag in two buttons here. What the hell is that? Come on. Oh yeah. So there you go. I know it looks ugly, but yeah. I'm gonna have another one, Control+D for duplicating. I'll double click on this for a placeholder to let our users know what the hell they're typing on. So email and password. So the next thing is here, email, password. Now, what the problem is when you're actually developing this, when you're actually you're gonna be actually programming or like doing not exactly programming, but it's called visual programming stuff. Uh, Technically, you'll be making an application without knowing any programming language. So, if in case you're trying to make some cool application, you have a good idea, but um, you don't really um, know how to you don't really have the time to learning the language, then Bubble.is is the way to go. I don't know why I'm saying this now, but anyway, so placeholder or confirm password. I don't think so. We need this, but okay, let's actually get something like username. This is actually very important for a social network because, well, username. I don't really need a confirm password in this case because, well, Bubble that it does not need it. Okay, so here's the thing. We're gonna have like a checkbox. You'll be wondering why if you have not used Facebook, but I've used Facebook before. So, oh, so I'm gonna type in something like remember me, uh, and same goes here. Alright, where the hell am I? Oops. I'm gonna copy the y value, that is the position, so that it actually remains always a little bit here. So, oops, double click here, sign in, and sign up. Okay. So here's the problem I was telling about. When you're actually, like going workflow, if you're a developer, you know that normally, like the the way you're gonna refer inside the workflow is when you're programming, you're gonna see email, you're gonna see another email, you're gonna see a password, this is also a password. But that this section is actually for sign up, but this section is for sign in. Now the way we're gonna actually we're gonna ask the Bubble to remember this is we're gonna actually call this a different placeholder. So I'm gonna say something like enter email and enter password. Now the reason is nothing more than actually just you know the reason now why. Okay, just hold in for a little while now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to select sign in and sign in workflow. The first thing you want to do is this is actually the easiest step of all. Log the user in. So Bubble.is actually creates a template here. Where's your email? Email is hold on. So we know actually that enter email and input email are different things. Enter email is actually from the login section. So password again, enter passwords, and value. So I'm absolutely sorry. So remember email. Now, wait, the like say, okay. So we have another remember me here. So I'll just call and stay remember me. But hold on, guys. So while do this, if you want to remember the email, go down, say stay remember me. Okay, it's checked. If it's checked, then it's gonna remember the email. Okay. So now I'm gonna actually rename the things back because it looks awkward to say stay remember me. What the hell is that for? So I mean, people are going to enter the password, so it doesn't really matter. Oops, hold on, guys. I actually need to figure out for sign up. So go to sign up, start edit workflow, and can I just sign up? Social. No, not with the social network. By the way, that's how you do it for if you want to have Facebook login and stuff like that. You can do that like that. We have to actually import your the plugin for Facebook login, and then you actually need to create an app with Facebook and then do it. If you're a beginner, kind of don't do that for now. At least just try to make some test applications, um, and then you can jump in. So, like you say, for sign up, you actually need an email. So we know that an input email is for the sign up section and the password. Uh, if I'm going actually a little too fast, let me know because okay, if you want an email confirmation, you can do that. But again, you actually if you select that, you'll need to create another confirmation page. That's gonna prolong the tutorial. But you guys know what that stuff is, okay? Now, style is like some predefined styles you have here. No, let me keep the side up stuff just like that, the sign like that, just to keep things a little different. Now I'm gonna add like a shape here. This is going to make things look a little more decent. Uh, that's it. I know it looks terrible, but seriously, you can select all these components and say arrange horizontally. Oops, no, wait, hold on. Alright, I'm gonna select all of this and then Command G or Control G, and then select all these components again here, all the internal components, and arrange center horizontally. Same thing goes here. You're gonna add a shape, and oops, okay, I can't do that. Alright, I'm gonna have to drag another one like a shape, and I'll check the size of this out. So I'll copy this 670 by what was the size? 771. So yeah. Alright, so you gotta select all these components. Oh crap. You know, one thing that we actually never entered the value for, you know, let's group this thing up. The username. I'll tell you guys how to do that. That's actually important. Let's center horizontally. Alright, so that's it. So at least we're not in the center, but the color looks horrible. I know that. So let's actually make this a little decent. I guess this looks okay now. Again, so we're gonna select both of these groups. No, let's keep it like that, okay? Alright, let me keep it like just like that. Alright, that's okay. So we have like these things for the element image. So like this for changing the style of this. For the background style, I'm gonna say none. That will actually make it look a little better, right? So yeah, that's it with the sign up and sign in. Now one thing we want to remember is where the hell is the username. So this is where the most important part of the bubble comes in. This is called the data part. So this is where you can explain the data flow, which is like, okay, so when you're typing your Facebook status or a tweet, you have a couple of things that goes in a post. For example, on a Facebook post, you can have a photo, a video, and what else? You probably hashtags and comments and what other things? Okay, yeah, your identity, your profile picture, and what else comes along with a post. So everything in an application is going to be of a specific type. So even a user is a kind of a data. That you yourself, now you have a couple of data. So for example, I have a name, I have an age, I have a location, I mean a hometown, I have like my qualifications and stuff. So all of these are kind of data that are associated with me. So this is what I'm trying to do here. So I have a user. Now by default user has an email and a password as well, but Bubble doesn't actually reveal the passwords even to the user, I mean to the admin. So I'm going to go ahead and click a new field here. The password is actually already there, but you don't see that, but password is actually there. So you just have an email and the password, but one thing that we're going to add a new field is called a username. And this is going to be a text type. You'll think, okay, wait, it should actually be a user, but no, we're not referring to another user in our network. We're just calling it a text, and it's already a user type. So field type is a list. No, username is every user has only one username. So we're gonna select that. And what else do we need? For now, let's keep it this much. Okay. So we'll learn all as we progress. Now we're gonna start a workflow. One thing to remember is that when you're signing up, Bubble.is doesn't actually have a template to store things like your username. So we need to actually have change another field. So as soon as you do that, it's also going to change its username to whatever's in the username's value. Now, you'll not be able to log in with those details, but you can definitely use this inside your network. So that's it about the login page. Now let's go ahead and create a home page. Now home page is going to be like, let's go create a new home page. Now, as soon as you log in, you're going to go to the home page where you're going to be able to post stuff, and you're also going to have like a profile page. So for now, we'll just end it. We just have these two pages. You can go ahead and build up with, say, stuff like your settings page, in all of these pages, but we're not gonna do that. All right. Okay. So I have to keep moving on here. There. All right. Let's just expand this. Now, one thing to remember, like I said, I really am going to cringe about my own design because this is not the way it's supposed to be designed. If you don't know what responsive sites are, okay, you have to double click on it and select, uncheck this thing called make this element as fixed width. Wait, no, oh, but hold on, like you have to go ahead and where is that? Okay, you can actually have if you're actually viewing this page on say there you go custom. Well, there you go. Go with you actually select for something called. You say something here. Well, what does it say? Oh, it's working, I guess. Okay, yeah. So if you want to actually check your website's compatibility on different screens, you can actually select all of these sizes and check your visibility, and then adjust these things. Like adjust your visibility on this section here. Now we don't really have any elements, so you can't see anything. So first thing you want to do is on the home page, we're going to have the wait. We have to stretch this thing here. Now, I probably will be talking too much here, but just bear with me. So, one thing is going to be hello, his username. Now, I'll just keep it with this much, and I'll change the style to like heading 3. I'm gonna go ahead with the default styles because I really don't have a lot of time. So, I'm gonna edit this style here and center the text vertically. It looks awkward that way for me. So use hello username. That's going to username is just a placeholder. Don't think that will be in the end product. We're gonna have like a post button. I don't know what kind of social number I'm gonna create now. Let's go ahead and a multi-line input. This is where he's gonna post his status and stuff. Um, you'll learn how to actually add photos in a while, but just hold on. Okay, so we have a say something to the wall. Okay, okay. Now you will think. Oh wait. Yeah, that's it. Oh shit, man. Exclamatory mark. Okay, yeah. Say something to the wall, and this is going to be like post, and we'll probably will have another like a where do we have that picture uploader. Now let's keep this as optional later. So we have to at least stretch it this way. Alright, so I guess that's it. Let's keep it like this. I know it's horrible, guys. Really apologies to all the designers there. I feel sorry as well. So go ahead and stretch this down. And we'll probably be needing a repeating group. Where's the repeating group? So this is going to be all the posts that are coming from my friends. Yeah, stretch it down. And you don't really have to go down. You have to specify how long it should be because it's going to be infinite. How much ever the post is coming here, it just has to keep scrolling down and downwards. You can even have horizontal scrolling. That's actually totally weird if you're doing it for like a social network. I think personally, but yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna center it horizontally. Select all the elements, center horizontally. This one doesn't actually need to be horizontal. Let's keep it like this. Uh, this one as well here because let's keep it like this. Alright, so the next thing is because we don't really have any data here, we also need to have like a text. Drag and drop it. You can see that the other elements also have this thing following up. I know it looks pretty weird. What this is basically it's the name. Oh shit, name. So basically, now, this is going to be like in the heading 4 form. Okay, the name of the guy who posted this, and just below it is going to be the big damn description of his text, whatever it is he's posting. Okay, so it's gonna be his post. His post goes here. Post goes here. So I'm gonna have the style as the like normal body. Okay, so you can definitely have your user like your profile picture. The problem is we don't really have set that up on the sign up, so I don't know how you're gonna get this profile picture. You actually need to, I'll tell you guys how to do that, but hold on. So if you want to have your profile picture, just drag and drop, or not drag and drop, just select it and draw it here. I think this is something new. Okay, so as soon as you select that, it will actually tell you guys it should be a dynamic image. Of course, it has to be. We'll learn about all that later. For now, we don't really have a profile. We're not getting an input for the profile picture, so I'm gonna leave that as it is. Now, you'll learn about some default. Not default. Like, let me extend this here. All right. If you want to know how I got this, hold on. So how I got this I mean the scaling thing here. You have to go to grid here and select snap elements to edges. It's kind of easier than snapping elements to grid because and select the show grid as none because I do find grid kind of useful when they're doing UI, but when you're developing stuff, it kind of annoys me. So yeah, kind of weird. So the next thing is this is how we need to have our we also need to have a couple of other buttons. We need to have a logout button. Now I'm gonna place it in an absolutely weird location. Here, logout. Okay, the post is going to be an info kind of button, like a blue button. I know it looks kind of weird. Alright guys, so what else? On the profile section, I'm gonna actually have who's the author of this particular profile heading 2. Let's actually go ahead and center this. Now remember something that if you're going to use heading 2 everywhere that particular styling is going to be applied, I'm just going to go ahead and select that and say center horizontally so that it's going to be the username. Here we're going to have the username of the profile, and we're probably going to copy paste the where's the not the index page, the home page. I'm gonna copy paste this thing here, but on the profile we're not gonna have a lot of. We're gonna only have the list of posts that are created by the current user, as the owner of this particular profile. So that's gonna be the slight difference here. Now, not this page. We can have a logo stuff here and everything. I'm gonna go back to the which page? Oh yeah, home page. So. I guess we're done with the basic stuff. What else do we have? Okay, for you guys, I think I'll need to have like a set your profile picture button. Let's have a settings here. But in this particular settings, we're not gonna have like a lot of crazy things. I'm just gonna make it really quick now. Just make it this side. It's okay now. I'm gonna have like a simple button. Say save. Okay, center it horizontally, duplicate it just below it, and yeah, there's a cancel. Okay, all right. I'm gonna have that as a danger style. I don't know. It looks totally weird. I'm sorry. Cancel. Oh shit. Cancel. The reason I have this is because I want to have a picture uploader, and this is to upload your profile picture. Okay. Upload your profile picture. Oh, come on. Profile picture. Alright. I hope I'll be able to nail that out. Alright, so that's actually centered that vertically. Oh shit, no, it can't do that. That's the worst part about Bubble. Center vertically looks absolutely weird. Okay, so next thing is back the home page. Now, we're gonna have like a button for the settings. Settings here. Settings is going to go to our setting up the profile picture button. Let's keep that as transparent. Alright, so I guess we're done here. What else do we have? Alright, so that's it about here. Now let's go ahead and start plugging in the logic. Now let's go back to the index part. Now back to the workflow. As soon as the user signs in, you want to do the next action. But the thing is, we'll actually create another event, and that is to say, whenever the user comes in, sometimes he's gonna refresh the page. So it doesn't mean that every time he clicks on the sign in button, only then should he be able to then only then should he be going to the home page. So if the user is logged in, regardless of whatever page he's on, if he's logged in, you want to go to the home page, uh, and that is how that has to be checked dynamically. So the thing is, it's going to check, okay, if the current user is logged in, which he's going to once he's going to click on the sign in button. If everything's all right, he's going to go to the another page, and the destination is going to be the home page. I'm going to copy that and create another event. And if the user is logged out, which means that if the user is not logged in, you want to go to the account section and say, uh, go to navigation, or go to page, and select, uh, no, it'll go back to the index page. Alright? I guess you're already in index, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, just keep it like that. I don't want to do anything. Alright, just keep it as it is. For now, actually you need to. We'll have to paste this particular section in the other pages because you're already in the index page, so it doesn't really matter. If you're logged in, you don't really need to do this, but let's keep it just like that. Okay? If you're logged in, you need to go to the home page. So as soon as you sign in, you're going to be logged in. So once you're logged in, you go to the home page. Okay? Now if you actually check it up, and by the way, when you're signing up, you're logged in. So when you're logged in, you go to the home page. Alright? So we're done with the login and home page. So you're done with the home, this particular section. Now you're coming back to home. You can actually test your application and see if everything's alright. You can publish it because we still have one issue. I don't know what we have here. A repeating group. Okay, yeah, this one is there. Alright, so profile picture. Since now we have the profile picture, let's actually add our profile picture section. Again, right, so we'll have an image here. This section here. This is the last front-end element I'm going to have. Alright, so 72 to 72. Alright, center it vertically. Since we are, the group will actually align itself to the center, the vertically of the group. So yeah, now we don't really have any data here. Okay, so now first things we want to do is the settings section. When we click on the settings, let's select the element, say start edit workflow. That is automatically going to plug into which element has to be doing. What is the event? It has to be when it's going to be clicked. You want to go to another page called settings. Now the settings is nothing but just a profile picture. You'll learn how to play. Okay, so you're gonna have the image here, but note that we don't really have a place to display the image. The purpose of this tutorial is you can have another image down here, and that will display the image that is attached to this post. Note that these two together combines one single post. Okay, now we're going to click on the logout. Let's do the simple things first. So we're going to be simply account section, log the user out. Now, if the user is logged out, you want to go to the, oops, sorry. Yeah, you just copy pasted it. Okay, you want to go to the index page. Do the same thing. Go to settings page here. Go to edit workflow. Paste this section here. Oh, you can do that. Okay. If the user is logged out, you wanna do this thing here. Oops, shit. Let's go to the profile text section. This is probably the last place. I don't know. You're gonna have this. Alright, so next thing. Oh shit, come on. Let's go to the home page now. So the logout is over. So once the user is logged out, he's going to basically be sent to the index page. Now, hello username. Oh wait, is that all complete? Yeah, by the way, you have to go to data section now. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is, what is the name of the data? First, it's going to be a post. Now, in Instagram, the main kind of post is a photo. So in repeating group, you're going to have a big damn photo, right? And below that, you're going to have the caption and stuff. You're going to have comments. You're going to have a lot of things. You're going to have likes. And you'll know how to do that likes in a while now. And some friends as well. You need to display friends on your profile, which we forgot to do. We'll do that in a little while. So the next thing is a post, and we're going to be having a couple of things here. First thing is a description, or say caption. and the field type is going to be text. Every post has only one caption, so it's not a list. And it's also going to have an image, which is the field type is going to be an image. So you have other types as well. Now, you can have, say, a date, another user mentioned, or dates and like files and some maps and stuff like that. Uh, for a post, we only need to have a caption and an image. Image, which is we're not gonna display, but you guys can do that in the front end. So the creator, the modified data, the creator is automatically created for you. That is going to be useful when you're going to sort things up on the home feed. So this is going to be your feed, okay? So as soon as you click on the post, now we just have the data set ready. This is the data set. So now when the post button is clicked, you want to actually go to the data section and say create a new thing. What is the type of the thing that we want to create? You want to create a post. Note that the user section is not here because you can't create user. Users can't create another user. Okay, only you can create a user. So, anyways, so so first thing is it's gonna have a caption. It's gonna have an image. Now the caption is going to be, where is the caption? What do we call it? Right, go down. It says say something. S value. So it's basically the multi-line input. That's the placeholder value of this. Say something to the world. Say something to the walls value, and the image value is going to be the picture uploader's value. So as soon as you do that, a post will be created on the database of our section of our application. On the app data will be actually added, and you can see that. But now you're storing on the back end, okay? But we need to actually display it on the front end. Now from here onwards, you're actually going to be seeing how to like display your data, okay? So here's the first part. Hello username. Now username is some guy whose name is going to be something else. So the first thing is you want to say hello. It's going to be a dynamic data. So for example, my name is Hasher, so it should be saying hello Hasher. And if your name is David, it should be saying hello David. Okay, so it's going to be hello current user, whoever is logged in, his username, right? Now we know that we already had username as a type of the current, the users data set, and also something here, create a new field that's going to be friends. I don't know if I'll be able to make this on in this tutorial, but you can actually select the field, the type is a username. Yeah, create. On the post, you're going to have something called likes, and I don't know if I really have a lot of time to do this, but yeah, likes, and this will be actually a number. Create, number. Well, we're only going to check the number of likes you got, not actually who liked it, because you'll know how to do that if once you start playing around with this. Let's actually resize this. Alright, I know it's not good, but please like me. And by the way, try to like this video on YouTube. Right, sorry workflow. And yeah, I'm not gonna do that right now. Wait, so yeah, I guess. Okay, hold on. Now, this is going to display your current username. So, yay, because you actually start seeing your first dynamic data being displayed. Next thing is a repeating group. So this is going to be the whoever is the current user, his feed is going to be displayed here. So in order to do that, hold on a second, guys. Let's change the style of this. I really am not satisfied with this. Let's keep it like this. It looks kind of better this way. Alright, so, what am I doing? Alright, so, the separator is going to be none if you want to have that data, that filthy, stupid line there, you can do that. I really hate that line. It looks terrible. Anyway, so, now, anything's messing. Alright, so, yeah, the photo, the name. Okay, for the name, before that, select the whole repeating group. What is the type of the content? The type of the content is a post. Now, it's not post, it's post, but still, you need to select that as post thing. And the data set, the data source is basically, um, okay, what are the kinds of data that you want to display here? You want to display, you want to do a search for all the posts. You're going to have some conditions here. You're only going to be displaying the posts that are either created by is equal to their current user, that is whoever is logged in, okay, and make sure that the current user, you can't really jump into other person's home profile. I mean homepage. You can only jump to other person's um, profile. So yeah, and the other thing is you want to select um, yeah, created by the current user's friends. Make sense? Yeah, it's actually supposed to be that way. Alright. Let's delete this for now. I don't know. Like, okay, let's keep it like this for now. You actually have to be like that. So created by. So yeah, so current created by is in. So because it's going to be a list, so we actually just need to select is in. It's is equal to is because it's just a single data item. So yeah, that's the data source here. The reason is because, well, uh, is in is like it's a list. So yeah, that makes sense. And sort by, if you want to have sort this list by dates and stuff, you can do that. I mean, extended vertical scrolling is kind of what we need, because if you're still vertical scrolling, you're gonna have this particular section of element, and you're gonna keep scrolling down, up and down like this. Not like this, but now the whole page is gonna. If you click extended vertical scrolling, the whole thing is gonna just go down and down, down. And down. The columns is going to be just one, but the number of rows is going to be infinite, because it doesn't really matter how many rows you select here. The reason you actually have this here is because you want to design stuff. Okay, so you have some space here now to like design. You have some space here. So all right. The first thing is we have our repeating group done. Here we're gonna select the name. What is the name? It's not going to be the name. It's whoever. Everything in this particular repeating group is a post item. So everything here, particular item, is called a cell. So current cells post creator username. Okay, you just okay. Just current cells post creator should display the username, but now you have to specify what part of the current user's thing that you want to display, and you can see the changes are applied to all the other items. The post goes here. Now you want to select current cells post caption. Note that you can have the image item added very similar way. I'm gonna show you guys very easily, like just like this. Let me show you. Oh wait. Where's the image? No, not the image uploader. Select the image. If the image is added, then display. You have to select this. This input should not be empty. If this is the case, what will happen is this button will not be you'll not be able to press this button as if this button is empty. Okay, so if this is a compulsory, if this is an important required field, you can select this input should not be empty. Okay, so if that's what you need now. So a couple of other things: if input is display disabled, that means that you won't be able to interact with this element. Limit image file size, you can do that as well. I guess you can actually you can check the image file size on the settings. Okay, uh, and there's actually the exact file size limit that you have is according to your bubble plan. So you need to remember that. Like is actually like, and before that is a a profile picture section. Now we can't really upload a profile picture, so you want to select insert dynamic data. It's going to be the current sales push creators Oh wait, hold on. Now here's the thing. The users don't really in the dataset. We don't really have a profile picture. So I mean, like, let's call it DP for now, and the field type is an image. So now we'll go ahead and now we're talking. So it's DP. Okay, that's going to display the cover. I mean, the profile picture of that guy. And what else do we have? I guess that's it. So that's gonna be actually posting the view. By the way, just copy this whole repeating group, and copy paste that on the profile. Wait, hold on, don't copy that. Hold on. So you need to actually finish off this like section here. So start edit workflow. So we want to do a couple of things. You want to actually go to data and say make changes to a thing. And the thing you want to change is the current cell's post. Okay, it doesn't really make sense now. Well, let me explain it to you guys. You want to go when the like button is pressed. You want to make changes to a post. You're not gonna create a new like. You're only gonna make changes to the post. So you want to change the likes is equal to automatically edit. So you want to select the current cell's post, likes. Okay, you're gonna get the value, whatever is the value. Initially, you can actually select on the data section. You can input your default value here. You can select a default image. I mean, some people have some placeholder image for profile pictures. You can do that as well. For likes, initially you're gonna have 0. I guess in Google Plus, even if you have like 0 likes, it will actually show you that +1. Anyway, so once you do that, you're gonna get the value of how many likes you have. You want to select +1, and then oh shit. Okay. Oh, hold on. Come on, +1. No, +1. Oh, come on. I need to go here. Oh, you want to do this? Yeah. Okay. Current cells likes +1. Okay, I want to click on +1. Alright, that's what you're supposed to do. So we have the thing here. So as soon as you click on the like, you're gonna get +1. Okay, here's something you might want to know. Is as soon as you click on the like, okay, when this button is pressed, you want to make sure that the element isn't clickable. You want to check that. That is because you don't want the user to keep clicking on the like 100 times, okay? And you want to display the likes, right? So you want to say the number of likes. You just want to select this and insert dynamic data, current cells post, likes. This is going to be displaying the number of likes you have, okay? As simple as that. And let's center the thing vertically. That's okay if it's going to center. What is this? Oh yeah, if you want to have your picture, have it down here somewhere. And we're not gonna have that, just leave it. Okay, so that's gonna display the number of likes you have, and that's it for now. Let's copy and paste this into our profile picture. Sorry, the profile page, but we're not going to like. And note that we have an extended vertical scrolling, so it doesn't matter if you're gonna scale it down, centered horizontally. But the only thing you want to change here is the data source. The data source is not going to be created by the friends, only the current user, because you don't want to display the current person's friends feed here. You only want to display the creator's post here. So we also want to actually have like a add as a friend button here. Come on. Yeah. I know it's too big. Oh shit, man. Okay. Horizontal. Oh, this is not horizontal. Alright. So, add as a friend. You will have like, oops, shit. Duplicate that. Alright, what else do we have? Okay, as soon as you select that, well, let's go here. Condition. When this button is pressed, you want to change the text to friends. And when he's friends, uh, you wanna do something like remove friends, because remove as a something like that. You even have block and stuff, you can do that, but it's similar, right? For the username, I'm gonna select insert dynamic data, not current user. This one is something, this is tricky actually. I'll show you guys how to do that. Current, let's type in username here. I'll tell you guys what to do, okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and put it right here. Now you want to select the whole pager, and select the type of content is a user. Now since this is going to be a single dynamic pager, you want to, whether this is the user who is, let's go back to this one, select this is logout. I know this is the weirdest location to have the logout section, and this is not the way it's supposed to be. Let's go ahead and say that to logout. Oh, come on, why is a tab here? Alright, so add as a friend, username. Now if you select this part, insert dynamic data, current page users, username. That's going to be displaying. And you'll be like, okay, wait, who is this current page user? We're going to be, this, like, as soon as you click on this particular person, click on this, you'll be taken to another profile, and that profile's information will be sent to this page here. Now, for example, if you see every person's profile has a unique ID, or for example, you can see facebook.com/Hashim or twitter.com/Hashim is Hashim is like my unique address. So that is going to be serving as the parameter that I'm going to pass to other pages. So yeah, so the next thing is you want to have something like add as a friend, start edit workflow, and you want to. This is something that's a little bit challenging, guys. So let's try this thing. I don't know if this is going to be successful, but yeah, I'm going to change the current user, and the thing that I'm going to change is friends. I'm going to add the current page user. I don't know if this is going to work fine, but let's see. Okay, so now we also want to do something here. Now, if I'm displaying my own profile, I don't want this add as a friend. You can add yourself as a friend, right? So you want to select something like select this button here, select the condition. You want to go to when the current user, whoever is logged in, um, whoever is like, okay, wait, when the current page user creator, what's a creator? Okay, we got it. Okay, so when the current creator is not the current user, so you can see here, whoever is displaying the user, if he is not the current user, you want to change the visibility as false. This kind of thing, or you can say the element isn't clickable. So you want to select check that. The reason you want to do that is because you can add yourself as a button. So as soon as if you select the element isn't clickable, you can't really click on this button and do anything with it. So logout is also going to be, yeah, logout. Let's keep it for universal. So let's keep it like this. So it looks a little bit better, I guess. Okay, so add as a friend thing. You can't really display all the friends. If you want to know how to display the friends, you just have to go add another repeating group and add their data source. If you guys know, is going to be user, and you're going to be adding some label and text. And by the way, so if you want to select like start every workflow, now this doesn't matter on the profile picture, but let's go to the home page. I'll show you guys what I mean. You can go to the home page now. Alright, so we'll start at workflow. When the current this particular, if somebody clicks on this, you want to go to the page, or you want to go to the profile. But hey, wait. Okay, whose profile do you want to go? You want to go to the current cell. Now we want to know which cell are we in. We're in the home page, repeating group cell. So current cells post, Twitter. Now, whoever is a creator, my friend is going to be the creator of this, or I'm going to be the creator. So whoever created this post, if I'm going to click on this, I'm going to go to his profile. That's it. Now, if you go to, we're going to have another page here. Says my profile. So let's say profile. So start with workflow, and I'm going to go to, I'm going to go to the profile. Whose profile? I'm going to go to the current profile. Now, the data is sent as current user. The thing is, because if you go to the profile section, you can see the type of the content is user. Now, the field for the readable URL is username. Now, what this is on the URL, it's going to be something. If you have a custom username, for example, I call this website as ugram. Apologies if somebody already has this name. This is only for the sake of tutorial. So, it's going to be ugram.com/Muhammad. That's going to work fine. So, next thing is homepage. I think we're done with the homepage. Let's see if I've missed out anything. So, everything's cool. So let's go to the last part of the thing, which is the settings here. So, on the settings, we're gonna just do a very simple thing. You guys know what to do here. So, on the save section, you wanna select you wanna make changes to a thing because this is not going to be on the default account settings. You wanna change the current users stuff here. You want to change the DP is equal to the profile pictures value. We only have one item here that's actually interactable, so it's going to make changes. That is going to be that this DP is going to be this value. So it's going to upload this. If it selects cancel, it's going to go back to the previous page. And copy that and on the save section. So as soon as he's gonna make changes on the back end. Now you're gonna go back to the front. I mean to the index page. So as soon as he's gonna select on save, he's gonna make the changes, and then he's gonna go back to the previous page, which in this case is going to be an index page because that's where it comes from, not the index page. I'm sorry, the home page. Alright, looks like everything's sort of fine now. Only one thing here is that the click to upload image, that's going to be weird. Now, alright, so you guys can test this thing up. We have got 0 errors here. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Alright guys, so that's it for now. Now, here's the thing. Let's go ahead and actually finish this thing up. Well, last thing here, I'm just going to grind. Now, one thing here, you can select a style here. Click on this empty person here. Now, if you do that, what will happen is, let me just show you guys. Select the heading one, and select this empty part. If this particular styling is unique and you don't want to copy this to every single part of the application, don't select any of these styles here. Select this empty part here. Now, any changes you make will not be affected to any of these other elements. Okay, I'll tell you guys what I mean. So let's say I'm gonna make it like 36. Center the element vertically, and change the style to something like this. Yeah, I know it looks terrible. Alright, let's change the style to something like another font, like Pacifico is, oh shit, okay. Alright, Pacifico is not that bad, seriously. No, not that one. Pacifico. Yeah, this one. Yeah, see? There you go. That looks terrible, guys. Let me tell you, that looks terrible. Let's keep it this way. So, that's up to you with designing stuff, but that's my sweet little social network that I created. So, I don't know how much time I took here. I think this is the longest tutorial up front for you guys. Let me show my face here. So, this is probably the longest tutorial, but apologies, but I guess you guys understood it. Now, this is how you create any kind of application. Now, you can use this as a foundation to, say, create an application for your client and stuff like that. I mean, how long did it really take for me to create something that would otherwise take like a month or so to create? Something for some context for all of you guys who are kind of like, if you're skeptical about the power of Bubble itself, you can actually create mobile applications first of all, but they're not really like, you can say compare that with, say, Xcode, because you actually have there's some difficulties with it because creating responsive websites on Bubble, let me say, it's a big pain in the ass. Um, because you really have to go ahead and like compress the sizes of every single element. It takes a lot of time for the responsive sizes, and to make an app, you actually have to make your whole application on a freaking single page. That the reason is because if, for example, you select the login button, you actually need to group all of the set of elements in a group. If you guys don't know what the difference between a repeating group and a group is it is not like a scrolling element. It's just a fixed group. The reason you have a group is just like you just saw here. The whole sign-in section is a group, but a feed is a repeating group. It's going to be like a set of a template. All those details. So anyway, so yeah, that's about creating application on mobile. In number two, there are people out there who are creating machine learning applications. I mean, how crazy is that? So yeah, they're doing stuff with AI, and there are a lot of plugins to play with. So if you want to do log in with Slack, log in with Facebook, and stuff like that, you can do that. And the thing with Bubble is that it just takes like an hour or two for you to get used to it. And there are some courses, I guess Udemy has a course on Bubble.is. If you guys like this video, we don't really have to take up their course. What do you think? I don't know. I'm not really here to like bridge that gap, but I think this should be sufficient for you guys to understand the whole course. Now everything else is based on you guys to experiment stuff and then learn those stuff. Anyways, guys, enough of rambling, and I've gotta end this video because for other guys out there, they're gonna look at the length of this video and the freaking hell. I mean, like 1 hour, and who's gonna watch this video? Congratulations for making it to the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please be sure to visit my website at hotshot.in. Subscribe to my channel. Please like this video, and thank you guys for watching. I shall see you guys in another video very soon.